then you ought to go out and tell somebody about Jesus. He heard about Jesus, and he was determined to get his blessing from Jesus. The question is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want salvation? He said, this is my second chance. I can imagine him saying, this is my second chance. This may be my last chance. So I'm not going to let this crowd keep me from seeking Jesus, keep me from getting to Jesus. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Some people don't have a second chance. The young man this past week who got shot and killed while invading and robbing someone's home can't get a second chance. You who are here, you have a second chance to come to Jesus. You have a second chance to get it right. You have a second chance to say, I'm sorry. You have a second chance to go to your mother and your father. And although God is giving you a second chance, the devil don't want you to get your blessings. The devil don't want you to get your breakthrough. The devil don't want you to be saved. And so he will use certain things to keep you from your blessings, to keep you from meeting Jesus. And one of them, as you can see, is the crowd. There are haters in the crowd trying to hinder you from receiving your blessing. But this brother in the text got over the crowd. Somebody say, get over it. He got over the crowd, realizing that everybody in the crowd needed Jesus. For we've all sinned and come short of the glory of God. He also got over the crowd because while he was calling on Jesus, Jesus was calling him. That's good news. Jesus is calling you right now. He's calling you out of your sins, out of your mess, out of your troubles and your trials. Verse 49 said that Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. Then they called the blind man, saying to him, be of good cheer. Rise, he's calling you. That's why he got up, got over the crowd, because Jesus was calling him, just like he's calling you right now. He got over the crowd, but there were other obstacles in his way. How do we get to Jesus? How do we get our blessings from Jesus? The text says he not only had to call on Jesus, number one, but the text says, number two, he threw off his stuff, the stuff that was holding him down. Look at verse 50. He cast away his garment. He threw away his garment, his outer garment. Sometimes we have too much stuff weighing us down, that keeping us down, that we can't get to Jesus. Too much sin, too much hang-ups and habits, too much addictions and afflictions weighing us down that we can't get up. We can't come to Jesus. That's why the writer of Hebrews said, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us, entangles us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Brother Man was weighed down with some stuff that he had to cast off before he could get to Jesus. What's weighing you down? What's weighing you down? What's holding you back? Get rid of the outer garment. Stop putting on that front. That's holding you down. Break out of that outer shell. Stop acting so hardcore, so tough, as if you don't need Jesus. Do like Moses and pull off your shoes, for the ground you're standing on is holy ground. He throws off his covering. He throws off his outer garment, the thing that held him down. What's keeping you down? Cast off anger and animosity. Cast off hardships and heartache. Cast off heartbreak and hurt. Cast off disappointment and discouragement. Throw off defeat and despair. Throw off unforgiveness and grudge. Throw off hatred and strife. You need to throw it off. You need to cast off sin and guilt. Cast off some negative friends, negative influences. Just throw off the stuff that's keeping you down, but it doesn't stop there. Number 3, leap up out of your mess. That's what you need to do. Leap up out of your mess. Make your move quickly. Come to Jesus quickly. If you read the original Greek, this was not some slow, casual, take your time and get up. No, the word rose means he leaped up out of his mess. When the Lord calls you, don't hesitate. Don't second guess it. Don't wait another minute. He's calling you right now. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. He's calling you right now. Come out from among them and be ye separated, saith the Lord. He's calling you right now. The Spirit and the bride says, come. Do like the blind man. Leap out of your mess and into your miracle. Leap out of your bondage and into your deliverance. Leap out of your sin and into your salvation. Leap out of your darkness and into your light. Leap out of your confusion and into your peace. You ought to leap out of your defeat and into your victory. Leap out of your sadness and into your joy. The brother leaped up and came to Jesus. How many of you can remember when you came to Jesus? I came to Jesus just as I was, weary, wounded, and sad. I found in him a resting place, and he has made me glad. Has he made you glad? Are there any glad folk in the house? I was glad when they said unto me. Are there any glad folk? But then finally, if you really want your blessings, tell him what you want. That's what the text says. That's what Jesus was asking Bartimaeus. What do you want me to do? The blind man said to him, Rabboni, that I may receive my sight. If you want your blessings today, then you ought to tell him what you want. You have to want that blessing. You have to want to be saved. You have to want to be delivered. You have to want to be blessed. Anybody want to be blessed? Jesus asked, what do you want me to do? Jesus wants you to tell him all about you. Tell him what you want. And if you seek him right, if you ask him right, if you ask him in faith, he'll give you the desires of your heart. Say yeah, somebody. That's what the songwriter said. That Jesus is on the main line. Tell him what you want. Call him up. I see you got a whole lot of texting up in here. Got a whole lot of phones up in here. But I guess what? When you call Jesus, he's never too busy. His line is always open. Call him up. Tell him what you want. Say yes. If you want deliverance, tell him. If you want to be healed, tell him. If you want to be blessed, tell him. If you want a job, tell him. If you want to make a difference, tell him. If you want an education, tell him. Call him up and tell him what you want.